Picking up where we left off at, we need to factor out the denominator of this fraction here. So we have f of x is equal to 5x all over. We can factor out an x, and we will have x squared minus 2x minus 8. And we can still simplify this denominator. We will have x squared minus 2x minus 8 factors out to x minus 4 and x plus 2. Now these x's will simplify out, and then we will have 5 over x minus 4 and x plus 2. Now we will set both of these equal to 0. And then we will have x is 4, and then x is negative 2. Now these are vertical asymptotes, so you can abbreviate it by putting VA. Vertical asymptote is x equals 4, x equals negative 2. Now, we move on here. We see here that they wanted us to sketch the graph. So we will put the graph here. Put the graph right here. It took the liberty of having this graph pre-drawn to show what it would look like. Now remember, we told you about the broken lines. These broken lines shows what the vertical asymptotes are. And as you see, we have these graphs here. And this is the graph to the particular problem. You can also look at it on your graphing calculator when you type in your y equals value here, and then graph, and it will show your graph here, which is what we have here. Now, we scroll on down here to example 2. It says the following table shows the number of households in the U.S. total and the number of households with internet access in the U.S. for many years. Okay, so now it says a good model for the total number of households in the U.S. since 1990 is U of t is equal to 1.30t plus 94.02. Now we know since everything is since 1990, we'll do this column here. This 97 will become 7. This will be 10, 11, 13, 17, 19, 20, and 21. Now it says a good model for the number of households with internet access in the U.S. at t years since 1990 is I of t 4.37t minus 1.42. It says explain how you can find the models with your calculator if you needed to. And it's basically you use linear regression. That's basically what you would do. Okay, now for B, it says using the table, what percentage of households in 1997 had the internet? So, this is what we would do. We would have our percent, and this is the percentage of households, equals the number of households with the internet divided by the total number of households. And then we will multiply that by 100. So we will have 18.4 divided by, it would be 102.2. Which we have in our chart here. And we will multiply that result by 100, and that will give us 18%. So that would be the answer for B. Now we come here to C. It says let P of T be the percent of households with internet access in the U.S. at T years since 1990. Find an equation for P using the other models. No, multiply by 100 to make it percent function. So we have P of T is equal to I of T divided by U of T, which we were given earlier on in the problem. And we'll multiply that result by 100. So it'll be 4.37T minus 1.42 all over 1.30t plus 94.02. And we'll multiply this by 100 over 1. So that will give us P of t is equal to 437t minus 142 all over 1.30t plus 94.02. And that is it for this problem here. So now we scroll down. It says find P of 25. What does it mean in this situation? So we would take what we had in C and we'll substitute in 25. So that wherever t is. So we have 437 times 25 minus 142 all over 1.30 times 25 plus 94.02. And that would equal to 10,783 all over 126.52. And that will give us 85.23%. So what this means is in 2015, the models predict that about 85.23% of U.S. households will have internet access. Okay, now scroll on to E here. It says, when does the model predict that all households will have internet access? Use the graphical method. Okay, so now we have 100, which would indicate 100%, equals 437t minus 142 all over 1.30t plus 94.02. So now what we could do is this here. We can go through the process of solving for t, or what we could do is if we multiply each side by this denominator here. So we can multiply everything by 1.30t plus 94.02. This would do both sides. And we know we will have 100 times this, so it'll be 130t plus 9,402 is equal to 437t minus 142. Now, we could just solve for t. So we could subtract 9,402 on both sides. And we have 130t is equal to 437t minus, this would be 9,500, what's that, 44. Okay, then we'll subtract 437t on both sides. And this will give us a negative 307t is equal to a negative 9,544. We divide each side by a negative 307. And we can put this in the calculator. We will have, and we know a negative divided by negative is positive. So we can just take 9,544 and divide it by 307. And that will give us, if we round it, it'd be 3,109. So it'd be 3,109. It's approximately, well, 31.09, not 3,109. So it'd be 31.09 is approximately t. Now we know t is represented by x. So what we would do is we already had our y, so our ordered pair would be 31.09 of 100. So this would mean that it would be in 2021. Now as far as the graph is concerned, I ran out of room with this equation when I was going through this problem here, but here's the graph that will show you exactly what your prediction is as far as your ordered pair and how the graph should look. So we're done.